Namaskar, dear students. I, Miss Payal of ITL Public School, am here before you to take another class of Class 8, Chapter 3, Why Do We Need a Parliament? Now, I'm going to take you to my whiteboard first, okay? So, hold on. All right, so everybody is able to see the whiteboard? Okay. Now, I'm going to put in today what I am going to be acting as, and you will have to guess, okay, and tell me that what we are talking about. So, take out your notebooks and you'll pen down your thoughts about me, okay? So, I call myself, so there's a riddle to it, okay? So, listen to this riddle first. I am located in New Delhi, Sansad Marg. You might be having your own houses. I have mine. I have two houses, and that's why it's called the bicameral legislature. So, can you think who am I? Yes. So, here's the riddle. Pen down your answer, and then I'll pen down the answer for you. Hurry up. Tick tick 1, tick tick 2, tick tick 3, tick tick 4, tick tick 5. Done, done, done. Yes, great. So, can you tell me the answer now? Yes, we're talking about the parliament. Sorry for the spelling, parliament. Done. Great. So, now that you're aware, we're going to talk about the parliament. And what is it exactly that we're going to talk about? How many houses that a parliament has? How many houses? Number one, we talked about the Lok Sabha, right? The lower house. And secondly, in the previous class, we had talked about the Rajya Sabha, the upper house, right? Okay. And who is the nominal head of the parliament? Pen down. Come on, come on. Who is the nominal head? Yeah. Written, everyone? Okay. So I'll also pen it down for you. So the nominal head is? Right. So the nominal head is the president. Who is a real head who takes all the decisions, major decision? Pen, pen, pen. Done. Great. So who is it? It's the prime minister. Everyone done? Yeah? Okay. So now that we have written all this, so you are aware that how our parliament is. We have the Lok Sabha, we have the Rajya Sabha, and how the elections are conducted, how people are elected into the Lok Sabha, why Lok Sabha is called as the, what is it Lok Sabha called as? The weaker house or the most powerful house? The most powerful house, right? It has more power than the Rajya Sabha. And what is the reason for it? The key pointer is that we are talking about the money bill is the reason because of which it is called as the most powerful house. And what is the reason for that? That the money bill can be only initiated by the Lok Sabha. Great. So now that you have understood what the parliament and the basic structure of the parliament, today we're going to take up the role of the executive over here. And who is the real executive of the parliament? Can you tell me? Yes, so we're going to talk about the real head, and that's the prime minister. Okay, so we will take up how the prime minister is actually chosen, how he conducts his governance over here, and how he manages his entire government. Okay, and he's a leader of the Lok Sabha, right? Okay, so now I would take you to my next thing. Okay, so now here we come with the difference between our prime minister's functions and the president's function. Are you all able to see the person over here? I have the newspaper over here, and it's the Times of India. I hope you are also having a newspaper. If not a real one, at least you'll have the e-paper with you. So definitely give it a look, because you're a SST student now. Come on. Okay, so here is our current Prime Minister, and since he is there on the first page of ours of our newspaper, we definitely should know about what all roles he has, because we say he's a very powerful person. So what all powers does he have, and how does he actually function? That's more crucial to us. All right, let's see over here. So I'm going to take you to the handout now. Okay, that's visible to all. Great. Okay, so here we start. That we say, first we talk about the president. Okay, so now the president of India is actually indirectly elected by the electoral body over here. And the elected members of both the houses, they come together and then they are electing the president, right? Now, the elected members of the Legislative Assembly of the 29 states and the elected members of the Legislative of the Union Territories and Puducherry, they come together, Delhi and Puducherry, they come together to do the voting for the president, right? But then we say that a real head is the Prime Minister. So we should definitely give it a look of what the Prime Minister actually does for us. He is the elected head of our country. Whom is the Prime Minister actually elected by? It is by the citizens of India, right? Because he is the leader of the Lok Sabha. The Lok Sabha is elected by the people, by all the citizens. So he is actually an elected head of the country. We have elected him, right? He is the leader of the majority party. So whichever party gets a majority in the Lok Sabha elections, they formulate the government, right? So once they form the government, whosoever is the leader of that party, he becomes the prime minister, right? Third, he is the actual link between the president, people, and the parliament. So all these three things coming together, and we have this man over here who is our prime minister, right? He is linking everyone. Whatever decisions we are making, he is actually implementing them, and he is bringing out to the people. He listens to the people, what are the demands, and he tries to put them down into the framework, right? So he is the one who is actually formulating a link between the president, because the president actually gives consent for all the laws. So he also has to give his consent. The prime minister also needs to give him the consent, right? The people, they keep on demanding things. So the prime minister needs to keep in mind the demands of the people, right? And the parliament. So he is the leader of the majority party in the Lok Sabha. So that is how he is a member of that parliament. So he connects everything over here in this democratic rule. Fourth, he advises and informs the president, right? So whenever required, the president gets the advice of the prime minister on some crucial matters which have to be taken into concern. He selects the council of ministers. Can you think we can all work solely? We are independent, but are we so independent that we can take everything on our head? Not possible, right? We are having limited time in our hand and sometimes some limited expertise also. We may not be very good in all the subjects, right? Most of us. So what happens is that the prime minister also needs a guidance of a particular segment of people who are going to come together and give a helping hand to the prime minister. And who are the ones who are going to come and give the helping hand? This council of minister, right? So he has this council of minister, and the 6 point says that he distributes the portfolio. Okay, so he is actually giving the amount, the different departments to these people. Say to Ramu, he is giving the education department. To Shamu, he is giving the health department, right? So this is the way he's actually giving these departments depending upon the expertise of the person to handle that team, right? So this is how he gives them the department for which they're going to be working. Then the next one, expand and demand resignations. What happens when people, some of the ministers, they're not functioning properly, or they may be doing some criminal activities, and what happens? People raise their voice against such kind of ministers, right? If they're not functioning properly with the welfare of the people, then that's of no use. So people demand that these people should leave their seats, right? They should give up the governance. So what happens is that the prime minister would actually be asking for the resignation, or will be demanding one, or he may, cancel the resignation. That depends upon the prime minister himself. And who's going to monitor all this working of the entire nation? It's the prime minister. So you might be reading in the current newspaper how every time our prime minister is coming up with the new plans, right? So this is the newspaper of Tuesday, April 7th of Times of India that I'm referring to over here. But then you can see up any newspaper, read how the prime minister currently is tackling the situation of a country of COVID-19, what else steps he is taking, what is his thought process. Try to get down to that, right? There's always a reason behind doing things. You just don't do things like that. We are seeing that currently the situation is so that the economic downturn is happening. All our people, majority of the people who are there in the who are doing daily wages, right, they have lost their jobs. So the prime minister is trying to resolve some ways into which he's going to come up with the ideas. Now, when I talk of prime minister taking decisions, you will see that there's a particular ministry which is helping him a lot in this time. Who is taking care of the finance right now? Who is taking care that the economic, the things are going on properly, that people are able to have income in their hand? Who is going to see this aspect? Which ministry? Find out. And who is heading that ministry? Let me give you a hint. It's a woman who is who was again in another department. She has been now shifted to this department. She is handling this ministry now. Earlier she used to be in the defense ministry, and now she is in this current ministry that I'm referring to. So you go out, find out about it, and then you'll realize how this council of minister actually helped the prime minister, right? So hope you've understood what is the function of the prime minister, because he plays a very major role in our democracy. So you got to know about him. However, let me pen it down for you that this is a portion which is not explicitly given in your NCRT, but since you're doing the chapter on parliament, you should definitely know about this. Hence, I have given you the description. Hope you've understood the lesson. Thank you all.